My name's Brodelli, and this is my public access television show. This is the cinema with Brodelli. And the reason I call it that is because I've always heard the phrase, my life's a movie, and I think that's a little self-centered, because life is just one big movie and we're all playing a small part. Not really sure what to say about the show, it's going to be things I see and places I travel, and things I find interesting. And I hope you stay along for the ride. Anyways, let's go ahead and start the show. 'Cause this is the cinema with Brodelli. Hello, this is Brodelli, and thank you for joining me for another episode of This is the Cinema. Today, we're going to be enjoying one of America's greatest pastimes, the flea market. The only place where you can buy things from somebody who passed away recently, other than the thrift store, of course. Well, come on, let's go. The flea market's cool because you really never know what you're gonna find. It's kind of like treasure hunting, only you're digging through piles of trash. The best part of the flea market is you can find VHS tapes. It's pretty much one of the only places you can do that at these days. There isn't very many places that still carry them, at least in a selection like you'll find here. They have almost every single genre. From porn films to corn films, they even have movies about dogs. And Flash Gordon, whoever the fuck that is. I was particularly looking for the movie Django 1967, but they unfortunately didn't carry it. But they do have a great selection of other movies, horror movies especially. If you're a big fan of horror films and like VHS tapes, I definitely recommend checking out the Oldsmar Flea Market, because they got something for everyone. Everyone who likes horror films, that is. And then next we're on to the most unusual dollar store in the flea market. They always carry some kind of bootleg shit. And whoa, check out this. It's a pipe shop selling pipes for $5 or less. I couldn't help myself, so, I had to get some glass. It's got the best prices in town, so how could you not buy a crack pipe? Or a meth pipe. Whatever is better for you. Or that thing called the dab straw. Or maybe some CBD gummies. The next best thing to do at the flea market is get some snacks. They always have a really good food court with beers and hot dogs and hamburgers and all kinds of stuff. Not as good as the Wagon Wheel, which unfortunately closed down as we've talked about in one of my previous episodes, but still pretty good. Boy, there's nothing like sharing some beers with the boys. And yes, I'm wearing a wig. Sometimes life is just about wearing a wig. The best part of the flea market is the outdoor parts, where all the piles of trash are and they're not as organized as the indoor parts. I really like that. Makes me think of yard sales. You ever been to a yard sale? I think they're pretty special. An opportunity to find things that you wouldn't normally find at other places. You don't usually find things that have been used, that have a history in the store. Because every item has a story behind it. The people that have owned it, they've loved, they've lived, and they use those things. Whether they're alive now or passed on, you're able to carry on that memory even if you didn't know them, just by using the same things that they did. Life is strange like that. Just transfers of energy, conversations with people we never had through items. It's almost like walking through somebody's memory palace as we look upon these dusty old things. Oh, check out this, a fruit vendor. Maybe we should get some coconuts. I used to drink coconut water when I was at the wagon wheel. They had a pretty cool vendor that would give you a nice fresh coconut with a straw. I have yet to find that at another flea market. The flea market it caters to two different types of people. The bargain shopper, and then also the type of people that are looking for collectibles. So it's cool. You can find affordable things, and you can also find a little bit of pricier objects. It just depends on what you're looking for. With such a varied amount of things, it's really easy to just get lost. Especially if you've been smoking weed and you have a really big interest in old junk. Such as myself. Like this pinball machine, Starfighter. I'm not sure if that's a movie or some kind of intellectual property, but I did end up getting this. Well, this is Brodelli, and if you're looking for me, I'll be at the Oldsmar Flea Market buying some trash. Goodbye. Well, howdy there. This is Brodelli, and today we're talking about horse racing. Yeah, that's right. The great American pastime. So buckle on in, partner, cause Brodelli gonna tell you all about it. Here on This Is the Cinema with Brodelli. See, horse racing was invented in 1836 when the man named John D. Horse decided he loved them dog-looking motherfuckers and wanted to race them. He said, I quote, "I love them dog-looking motherfuckers and I'd like to see them run around a track. And when we do that, we can place bets and drink alcohol and all kinds of stuff, smoke cigarettes, and boy, it will be a ball." And you know what? That's what he did. And ever since then, here down at Tampa Bay Downs, they've been running them horse fuckers all around the track all year round. No rain nor shine gonna stop us from having a good time. Now that ambulance right there is specialized in dealing with horse trauma. Horse trauma is something that happens because the horse falls down and hits the ground from their mother's coochie. You know, horses got a big old tall coochie, and when they hit the ground, that traumatizes them. So then, boy, they just take off running. They gotta chase them with that ambulance. It's sure a sight to see. Now, let's touch a little bit on the history of Tampa Bay Downs. Tampa Bay Downs was founded in 1946 by Mr. Downs. Mr. Downs was the heir to the Cheerios Corporation.
Now I know what you're thinking. Not the cereal, but the lube. Cheerios lube is a very popular lube in the United Kingdom. All the Brits would use it to lube up their horses. Because if you know one thing about horses, boy, they love their lube. Boy, they love their lube. Boy, they love their lube. Now, to start the race, one horse will run around the green part of the track, and then another horse will walk the opposite direction. Oh boy, here they come. They're going down to the lineup. Let's go ahead and check back with you when they get to the lineup. Now, my favorite part of the horse race is when they spray them down with the hose. Boy, ain't nothing like watching a horse get sprayed with a hose to let you know that the race was good. Now, one thing that's also cool about the horse race is you get to eat the last horse. Whichever horse comes in last place, he ain't no good no more. So they take him all back and they euthanize him with a shotgun. Then they serve that meat to the patrons of the horse track. Hot dogs, hamburgers, ribs, you name it. Ain't nothing like a horse rib on a Sunday afternoon. You ever bet on the horses? If you have, go ahead and give me a call, and maybe you might just get on the show. Sorry about that, folks. I was just sipping my horse shit coffee, the sponsor of today's episode. It tastes like shit. 'Cause it is horseshit coffee. Be sure to use my promotional code TICI to get 10% off your first order. Anyways, I'm gonna go cash in my tickets here and get my money and go pick up a pack of cigarettes at the store. Be sure to tune in next week for This is the Cinema with Brodelli. But this here is us. This is the Cinema with Brodelli. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, partner. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay cool, partner. This is the Cinema with Brodelli. Goodbye.